Welcome back, everybody. I'm back. No messing around. No clickbait on my trailers. We're going to open a roll almost immediately. So I'm sure some of this looks familiar to you. And by the way, it's another beautiful day. I apologize ahead of time if you hear some sirens or birds chirping or squirrels chattering. We're going to open up this baby right here. Buffalo nickel roll. You'll probably learn more about buffalo nickel roll hunting than you need to, unless you're actually going to take up this hobby like I am and be excited about it. A couple of these rolls might look familiar to you. The 3 rolls on the left were 3 rolls that I was talking about that I was waiting for in the mail. Those were a deal. I'll tell you all about them later. So as you can see, all 3 of these are wheat cents. So good luck to us when we open these. So for today, we're going to open this roll, and the next roll we're going to open will be this roll. Two 1940 somethings on both ends. So we'll see what happens when we open this one. So as I promised, we're going to get right to it. This is the nickel roll. The exact roll that I showed in my original trailer. So we're going to open it. So now if you're wondering about these 2 tools, I just wanted to explain something, that I open these rolls using a softwood bamboo pick, which should be pretty safe for all these coins. By the way, this buffalo nickel, the back, beautiful, like MS64, very nice buffalo nickel. You can see the details on the face there. So I have seen a couple of videos of people taking the metal screwdriver instead, people opening their rolls with literally a pointy metal object. Doesn't that give you anxiety just to see that right there? I don't even want to get that close. Get rid of that. So let's get to opening this. We're going to open it from this pretty side right here. So there you go. I'll give you a perfect little view of that. Now it is opening pretty easily. So if I were to guess, honestly, right off the bat, I'm going to count that as a strike against it. Because we're going to be honest here about every single roll. The reason that might be a strike against it is because it is possible to untuck a roll and then retuck it. And all you have to do is untuck it enough to seat it with a pretty end coin just like this. So we're going to find out as we go. This is one of those rolls that's actually sealed, so once I untuck it, I can't gently open it. I have to actually tear it somewhere along the way. So sorry for all the people that don't like this, but I'm not particularly into putting these rolls in a... Ha! That's what I get for paying attention to the camera instead of what I was doing. So there you go. You can make mistakes along with me. That was that backside roll. A little glimpse at what we got. But anyway, I will show you the entire process. And I will try to edit it in a way that spares you the obvious stuff and the boring stuff. So, this one fell out onto my soft carpet, luckily. It is a pretty coin, and so if it's seeded, not only may it not be pretty, but this does actually have a little bit of schmutz on it, you could say. But let's take a look at the front really together for the first time, hopefully in a very long time. And that's not bad. Let's get that focused. That's in pretty nice condition, I gotta say. It's got some dirt on it, but that's not bad for a first coin. 1937. A lot of nice detail there. I don't see any obvious errors or anything. That's pretty nice. So I have to say, one of my favorite things about this kind of little project is that we get to do that sort of thing 39 more times for this nickel roll, since this nickel roll actually has 40 coins total in it. So I'm just going to gently unfurl. We're going to get rid of the stick. Don't need my opening tool anymore. I know they're falling out, but I am being very gentle, and I don't necessarily always go through them in order. So if that bothers any of you, you're going to have to live with it. So let's just go to the next one showing. 1932. Sorry, 1937. Another 1937. Not bad, not as nice as that first one. Again, not bad. It's okay. We'll put this in this pile here. The next one. Oh, uh-oh. So, we're getting same year coins, which means someone might have been getting rid of some coins. That's going to be a strike 2 on this roll, since we're keeping it honest, keeping it real. Not bad. So that was a 1937 again. All three 1937s. Gonna get the next one here. Another 1937. Who's getting concerned? Anyone getting concerned about this roll? So far, no mint marks. So these are all Philadelphia coins. 1937 P. Put that in the 1937 pile, which is our only pile so far. Next one, we'll look at the back first on this one. Not too bad. Oh, nice. Changing years. Okay, 1935. I'll put that in those regular piles there. So hopefully you guys are about to learn a whole bunch about buffalo nickels, and of course some stuff about these vintage coin rolls too. I'm not pretending to know everything. Next to me I have my laptop open, and I'm using the PCGS price guide and the NGC price guide, and I'll provide links to these at the end of the video too. So about these buffalo nickels, as I had mentioned in my introduction video, I haven't collected many buffalo nickels in my years of numismatics. Let me tell you why this is a great coin for beginning collectors all the way up to serious collectors, because you can get them for literally a few cents out of bins from coin dealers, or up to thousands of dollars for exceptional specimens. This roll, by the way, cost me about $45. So as we go through it, we'll see if it seems more authentic or ends up appearing to be seeded, which again means, you know, someone may have gently opened it and put coins in it, looked at the coins, you know, every coin in it would have been replaced if it was seated. That's what they do. You know, if somebody is seeding these rolls, you're going to see really nice end coins and pretty much all junk. So let me tell you real quick what I initially look for when I first open these and glance at these before I really inspect them closely. Is I'm checking for amazing grades. I'm checking for pretty lusters, unusual lusters like peacock colors and blues and purples and any other strange coloring that's appealing. I'm going to look for errors, rare dates. Doubling is an obvious error. We'll talk about that more. It's just a classic design, and it's, you know, it's a person, animal, landscape, foliage. It represents the history of the country in some nice ways. There are, of course, tragic events that happened to thousands of tribes and millions of Native Americans living here, but I'm not going to get off topic. I'm going to do my best to stick to talking about coin-related history. Hopefully everybody gets educated on a lot of subjects. Let's go on to this next one here. Not bad. $1936, so now we have a 35, 36, and 37. Fairly, you know, highly collectible, by the way. In this series, a lot of people gravitate towards the 1930s. They wear very quickly. There's a lot of no dates. All these coins are worth a few dollars as long as the date is nice and the details are okay. That first coin so far is by far the nicest coin. So this is the next one. Another 36. This one's probably a little bit worse. None of these have been absolutely horrible, no date. So this is pretty good. And so let me just tell you a little bit about the coin. So this is the next one. Another 37, nothing special. So we have a lot of similar dates here. Hopefully they start to change. 36. Again. Not bad. It would be nice to see some different dates, of course. I'm going to get these guys carefully here. Open this roll a little bit more. Okay. So I pulled these out a little bit more just to make them more accessible. All right, everyone. We're back. I'm going to save you the pain of going through every coin in the rest of this roll, but I want to know what you all think about how I did, how we did together. Remember, this roll cost me $45. I think my conclusion might surprise you a little bit. So when I started unwrapping this roll, it was almost all 36s and 37s, 1936 and 1937s. It made me suspicious. The end of the roll seemed a little bit loose. If you remember, it was a little bit untucked, it seemed. When I looked at the other end, the tuck goes a little bit deeper. It doesn't look like the other end was messed with as much. It might have been dropped. It might have been accidentally untucked. It might have been manipulated. Remember, I have the other roll, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this is how we did overall. So let's see what we got. We got a 1930 with a little scratch on it in okay condition, maybe a fine. This is a 1930 in a little bit worse condition. This is a 1934, a 1935. By the way, if you notice, every single coin has a date, a pretty clear date. It's not uncommon to get circulated Buffalo nickel rolls, although I haven't searched a ton of them. Like I said, I don't collect many. They typically do have a few no dates, maybe even a lot of no dates. Remember, I talked about the no date earlier in the video. So none of these had no dates. So then the roll had these 12 1936s. It also had these 13 1937s. These four were kind of mixed in with those, but it seemed like I was getting only two dates. This was that beautiful end coin, nice enough that I put it in a holder. It's a really very nice Buffalo nickel, actually. Halfway through that roll, I just happened to start the roll at the end with all the Buffalo nickels. Halfway through the roll, it turned into all Liberty nickels. I know I called them V nickels earlier, but Liberty nickels aren't something I collect a ton of. I had a couple of them. Now I have a whole collection of Liberty nickels. That's pretty cool. So the other thing to talk about is the other roll. So this roll made me suspicious in a few ways, but it turned out okay. There's nothing incredibly suspicious about that. None of these were particularly great. The best one was actually this kind of dirty one up here. And they vary in date from early 1900 to 1912, which was the only ones that had mint marks. I checked the four 1912s, none of them had mint marks. But 1909, 1910, 1907, 1906, so they just keep going, and that's a nice little collection of Liberty nickels, to be quite honest. So I think if I were to diligently try to sell these, yes, I could probably get $45 back for this roll. Did I get ripped off? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I don't think I did. Not yet, anyway, and here's why. Remember this other roll? This other roll starts with V nickels. And this other roll ends with V nickels, Liberty nickels. But if you notice, this roll is tight. This roll doesn't appear to ever have been opened. It has the tightness of a machine roll. That other one was horribly loose. I tried to pry this out, and the paper is tucked too deep for me to take this coin out. On this side in particular, I actually tried to pry this coin out, and the paper goes too deep to allow it to come out. So this has not been opened, not in a long time. This side also, it might look loose here. I looked inside with a bright light, and the paper goes beyond that. This is deep. This is actually not manipulated. I believe that these are vintage rolls. This could be a great roll, because this other roll was halfway decent, to be honest, and this does not seem opened. The quality of the paper on this, by the way, it seems genuinely old. It doesn't seem like somebody has messed with it. Not that I'm a paper expert or conservationist or anything, but I just think it's interesting. This one might be good. We'll see what happens.